Most forms have radio buttons and selection lists. Now we need to be careful here when we want to click on the submit button, because if the user hasn't picked a radio button, if they haven't picked an option in the selection list, we don't want to go on to the next page. Okay, so we can use the required form element property in both cases. We saw how that worked already with text boxes. So let's look at our example here in the resources for this part. The idea here is that you click on the submit button, and everything being well on this page 1.html, we can go on to the success page. So at the moment, what happens, just move that over a bit, you click to validate. Okay, at the moment I haven't picked a radio button. I haven't picked an option here in the selection list. The first one is selected there, but that's not actually a county name. So we should be adding a little bit of HTML code here to make sure that we pick a proper county, and we should be adding a little bit of HTML here to make sure that we have to pick one of these radio buttons from the set. Okay, so what we have to do is actually just up here, so I'm just going to do that. At the moment that's not done, so if I click here you can see I'm going on to the second page. So let me fix this code here. Page 1, no, that's not it. If we just open this up here, here it is here. Okay, so I have to do two things. The first thing is I need to okay, let's do the radio buttons first. Just check, is this all Dundalk Drogheda RD type equals radio? 3 radio buttons. They've all got the name towns, so they're all part of the same set. So all I do here is add the word required into the entire set. Okay, so every radio button whose name is towns has got the word required. Okay, and I'm also going to add the word into the selection list here, like so. Okay, now what does the word required mean? The word required means that the value of each of these form elements will be chosen. Okay, now as it turns out, I don't actually have a value associated with my 3 radio buttons, so I need to put one in there. Okay, so let's type something in here. Value equals just DK for Dundalk in short. Maybe DA for Drogheda. And value equals AE for RD. Okay, now this isn't a significant issue this semester, but later on, when we click the submit button, we will want the value of whatever radio button was selected. We want that value to be inserted into a database. So you'll be looking at that later on. So that raises the whole question, what is the value associated with the radio buttons? Okay, remember with radio buttons and selection lists, the user does not type anything. The user picks something that's already there. So by picking a radio button, we, the web developers, have to have a value associated with each radio button. Okay, we also have to have a value associated with each option in the selection list. Okay, so because the selection list is required, we have to have a value, and that's going to straight away give us an error if we have left the first option in the radio. Sorry, if we've left the first option in the selection list. Okay, pick your favorite county is not the name of a county in Ireland or anywhere else. Okay, so the approach here is you're basically creating a kind of a fake option. Okay, with no value, or with the value is of null. Okay, and then you're just putting some helpful information in here. And what you could do if you wanted is you could add something like that. Okay, so that we see that those proper values are actually a little bit indented from the helpful message, which is the fake option. Okay, so let's look at this in action. Here it is here. Let's refresh that. If I click to validate, I'm now getting an error message here, okay, because I haven't picked any of those. I can use the space bar and the down arrows then to pick one of them. So notice only one of them is picked. If I click to validate again, you can see that because this is stuck on the option, the helpful fake option with no value, the browser doesn't like that because we've added in the required property. So only, you can see the 3 dots are appearing here. So only a valid county will allow us to get through to the next page. Only a valid radio button will allow us to get through to the next page. And here we are on our page 2, our success page. If I refresh, that's going to set them all blank. If I refresh, pick a county but not a radio button, I'm getting an error message up here. Okay, so that is a way you got these 2 form elements whose value is not typed by the user, but whose value is selected by the user, already hard-coded in by the coder, the developer. That's how you deal with them. Okay, that's really handy.